Hello everyone, this is Pat with Angel Divination, and this is sort of an extra reading for today because I wanted to work with a deck that I don't think I've used before, maybe just used once or so here on YouTube. Um, it's not a Doreen Virtue deck, but it's one of the first card decks that I ever started using, and I worked with it a lot when I first got into using, divination as a tool. Someone had introduced it to me, and it started me on my path of working with different kinds of oracle and divination tools. And this deck is the medicine card deck. I'll show you it here. And it's by Jamie Sams and um, David Carson. And it's based on they're called medicine cards because it's based on the concept of that the Native Americans have about medicine, which really has a lot to do with things that develop or enhance your connection to all of life and your connection to the Great Spirit, as they would call it. But it's anything that improves your personal power, your understanding. A medicine that you may have, it may in some way serve the world. But and in this particular deck, it is about animal medicine. And I felt called to start using this, or trying this deck out to work with the YouTube community again for messages for us, to see what animal medicine would like to be shared and could be of help to us. So, like I said, I got a great deal of, this is the first Oracle card deck I really ever started using in depth, and I really learned so much from it. And I know many of you out there are really, you're into the angels, but many of us are into very earth-based things. I know I use every once in a while the Earth Magic card deck, and we like the fairies because they're closer in connection to the earth realm, the physical realm. And so this is yet another way of being connected to Mother Earth and the animals, and what lessons animals teach us. And I know there's many of you out there who are very much into shamanistic practices. Maybe that's traditions that you have in your family that go way back. So anyways, it's another way of learning, and I wanted to see how we could begin working with these. So I'm going to call on this animal medicine deck. Ooh, one's already jumped out at me. Whoa! One already flipped over. This deck is when it's still so new, it's kind of quite slippery, the cards. So anyway, want to start working with that and call on their energies and see what medicine wants to be shared with us for today as we go into this weekend. All right. So we've got two that have come out here, and I haven't used this deck in a while, so I'm going to refer to the book with the descriptions in it a little bit. But the first one is Armadillo. And if I remember correctly, Armadillo has to do with boundaries. But let me look at this and see what Armadillo's message is for us today on this Thursday, going into the weekend. It's boundaries. The message has to do with setting up what you are willing and not willing to experience. Okay? And one of the exercises that you can do with this card is draw a circle, and on the inside of the circle, write down the kinds of things that you are willing to experience, or to have, or to do in your life. And, include all the things that give you joy, that make you happy. And it's a way of creating a boundary or a shield that wards off things which are undesirable to you. So, with this card today, I feel like part of the message is that you may in some way have to set new boundaries for yourself, okay? Some of your boundaries may have been a bit wishy-washy, and sometimes that leads to us being a little too we think we're being helpful, but we end up being a little bit too accommodating, and people really come to expect that of us. And then we end up becoming overly tired, or we may even end up becoming resentful, feeling like we have to be the one doing or extending all the time. And so we may have to set some new boundaries and disciplines with ourselves and with other people. And again, it has to do with becoming or more clearly communicating what you're willing to do and not do, what kind of demands on your time that you're willing to allow and not allow. So it's about setting up the parameters of your experience. And even spiritually, I know one of the things that I was taught is that with regard to spiritual experiences, we set up the dynamics of what we want to experience. Just like if I was going to open up a restaurant, I might decide whether it's going to be a gourmet Wolfgang Puck type restaurant or a kind of low lighting, cheap food kind of dive. And with our experiences in life and even spiritual experiences, we can set up the parameters of what we want to experience. So it's about defining your space, your personal space. And it's very much akin to the Archangel Michael card about shield yourself a bit. And hold on one second. Sorry about that. Little things going off in the background. Pardon that interruption. I haven't figured out how to edit YouTube videos yet, so that's just going to have to stay in there. Maybe someone out there could show me. But anyways, so this is about really defining your personal space. And Armadillo, some of the questions that come up with Armadillo is, am I honoring the time that I need for my personal enjoyment? Which very much relates to the angel card that I got for today from the earlier reading about taking time to take care of yourself. Okay, this asks you to question: are you carving out enough space, creating a boundary so that you have personal space, and or are other people always treating you like a doormat because your door is always open? And it has to do with do you get upset when people take you for granted? Okay, so this is really a message to set up some boundaries for yourself, pay attention to your personal space, and decide what you're willing to accept, what you're not. And understand too that when you do set up boundaries, it doesn't have to be done in a mean or angry way. And if we can, we certainly don't want to let it get to that, to the point where we're shutting the door, slamming down the telephone, saying, no, that's it, I'm done. So that's why it's calling your attention to it now. And understand that people, they may not like it at first that you set up a boundary. They may they may be a little bit uncomfortable with it because it's always been there. But taking care of yourself and setting up time for your personal space is as crucial for you to remain balanced and at peace and to be able to continue to help people in the best way that you can. It's critically important. So the other card that fell out at us today is Fox. And when we think of Fox, we think perhaps about the slyness of the fox. And let's see what the fox medicine has to tell us today. Again, forgive me, I'm a little new to this card deck, so I have to remind myself a bit as I go through. Yeah, Fox is about camouflage. Kind of like a little bit about blending into your surroundings, so sort of for the purpose of observing what's going on, okay? Observing the activities. And it is a bit about becoming the observer. The fox might hide out in the, or camouflage himself in the grass and kind of just stand there and watch what's going on, okay? But Fox is also a very powerful protector of the family. And but his medicine involves a lot of adaptability, cunning, observation, very swift in thought and action when it comes to jumping in and taking care of family and the people that you care about. Okay. Um, the message of Fox has to do with becoming a little bit more like, as it says in the book, like the wind, where you're able to weave in and out of things, be in situations, kind of in some ways a little unseen, and so that you can observe people's actions more than their words right now. Okay? It's about noticing the nuances, the energy shifts that are going on around you, the changes, the subtle changes in people's behavior, or just it's about taking the time to be, as I said, the observer, just much more observant of what's going on around you in your environment, either with the people that you work with or that you are in your family personally. Notice what's going on, okay? So, and this observation is going to provide important information to you. It can be very eye-opening. It can help you to see the truth of what's going on, because sometimes, as we all know, the things that people say and what they do aren't necessarily always in sync. So, with Fox, it has an element of, there's something there that you need to see, learn, or be taught. Okay? And, your observance of others just may be not just in noticing their behavior and, if that is contrary to what the words that they're speaking, but you also may just learn something about the way they do something. It may teach you an improved way of doing something for yourself. Oh, I could do that. Okay? So there's a lot to be learned in the act of observation. Okay? And that is what, Fox medicine is about. It's about being okay, not necessarily being at the forefront or the center of the attention in the conversation, but being okay with being behind the scenes a little bit and observing what's going on, and for whatever information that brings to you. But Fox is also, like as it says, he's very quick, he's very savvy, he's knows when to act on the information that he's observed. Okay, he's real good at paying attention to his instincts. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed working with this animal medicine card today, and please let me know if you like it and if you'd like to see it continue, because I'd be happy to do more of those readings if you find it helpful to you or just really interesting. And of course, if you want to get that card deck for yourself, I know you can find it you can probably find it on Amazon or any bookstore that you go into, and once again, they're called the Medicine Cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson. And this is what the cover looks like. So thanks so much for watching. I loved sharing this with you, and I look forward to hearing your comments about it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.